Okay, until now we have created our own component, we have embedded it, we have set it up with the directives configuration. So we got a little bit into how we use those components to create our app. And I hope you can already think how we would have like a header component and a main component, and how we could compose our application by just embedding them with our HTML tags, inserting them into our directives array, and building up our app with these building blocks. Now, as I promised, we're now going to have a look at how we can actually output data or content in general by using our template expressions. So certain expressions to alter our DOM. And we will do this in this video. Let's start by outputting some text. Let's say in my component here, I have a property called name, which is, well, in my case, Max. You might enter whatever your name is. I want to output this name somewhere here. So I want to say like, hi, and then I want to have my name here. Now the syntax for this in Angular 2 is to have double curly braces, I'm name. And this will refer this name here to this property. So it has to be the same. And these double curly braces tell Angular 2 to replace whatever is between them with the result of the expression it finds there. So this could also be like a condition or a function, like a calculation. But in this case, it's just referring to this property. So it will output the value of this property. Now let me save this. And you can see here, hi, I am Max. So this is exactly what this expression here does. And this is how easy it is to output information or data in your Angular 2 templates. Awesome, right? Now let's expand the sentence a little bit by saying, and this is my very first Angular 2 component. It's so awesome. Now let's say we want to give us a possibility to say if it's awesome or not. And if we say, hey, it's awesome, well, we want to, let's say, highlight our name and give this it's awesome some different styling, just to showcase how we can dynamically influence our DOM, our HTML here. Now to do this, I'll first add a line break here. So it's just a BR tag here. And then I will have like, let's add another one. Then I have the question here. Is it awesome? Question mark. And I will have an input element here of type text where I can then enter, let's say, yes. And if I enter yes, I want to do this special highlighting. And if I enter anything else, well, then nothing will happen. Now to make this happen, first I will attach some styling to my template here, that I have some special classes I can attach and detach to my document, depending on whether I said it's awesome or not. So we will add a new decorator here, or a new metadata, that's more correct, which is called style URLs. And this takes an array of paths leading to different CSS files. Now this can only be one, but we could specify 5 or 10 or 100 if you would like. So, don't forget the comma here. The other way of doing this would just be to use styles. This would also take an array, but in this array we would have strings with the content of the style sheet in the string. So it's the same with template. We could have template or template URL, but only singular because there is only one template or one template HTML file. And here we have styles or style URLs, so plural, because we can have multiple styles or style sheets. Now I'll use an external sheet here. So I'll have style URLs, and they will live in my source folder under CSS, and I will call this my component.css. Now this file doesn't exist yet, so let me create it here, and I'm using SCSS. So I'm creating an SCSS file here, but if you want to use plain old CSS, you just go in the source folder and you create this file by your own or on your own and just enter the CSS coding you need there, right? So let's say for this thing here, I want to be able to add a class which is called isAwesome. I don't seem to be able to type today. isAwesome, and this will have a font weight of bold, so it will be a bold text, and I will give it a red color. So that's all I'm doing here, just saving this. And now back in my component here, I want to, as I said, conditionally attach and detach this class. So let's say I want to format that "it's so awesome" part of my text and give it this isAwesome class, well, if we enter yes into this input field. Therefore, I will wrap it into a span element so that I can give it some formatting. I'm not doing anything here yet. First, I will go to my input element and I will add hashtag input element. Now, this text is totally up to me. I could name it whatever I like, but this hashtag creates a local variable. So this is another Angular 2 template expression, so a syntax we can use in our Angular 2 templates. And Angular 2 will find this hashtag and will know that the text after this hashtag will be the name of our local variable, and this local variable will be bound to the element where Angular 2 finds it. So we can only use it within our HTML tags, so within the greater and lesser signs here. And then it is bound to the complete element. So not only to the value of this input here, not only to whatever we enter, but to the element as it's in its whole, right? So with this local variable, we will have a possibility to access this input field. And I will do it now here in my span by conditionally attaching this class when this input field here holds a value of yes. Now I'll use a built-in Angular 2 directive which is called class, and then we have a dot followed by the name of the class we want to attach, so it's our isAwesome class. And then close all the squared brackets. And then we have an equal sign and quotation marks. And between those quotation marks, we will have the expression which will be evaluated and which will decide whether this class will be attached or not. So what this class directive does is, we started by just telling English who we want to use the class directive. Then we're using this isAwesome class here as the, to be attached or detached class. And then in the expression here, between the quotation marks, we tell Angular 2, well, when should you attach it and when should you not do that? Now that's a special directive here, this class directive. I will also show you another special directive in a second. Generally, Angular 2 directives don't have this configuration where you first have the name of the directive and then, like for example here, the class name. A normal directive would just be squared brackets like just directive, right, without any dot something, right? So we will see this, and in this course we will cover a lot of directives, obviously. So in this case we're using the special class directive, which makes it really easy to attach and detach classes. And this expression will be check the input element. So this is the local variable we created here. Check its value, so dot value, we access the value of our input field. And check if it is equal to yes. And if it is yes, so if this returns true, if input element value equals yes, this will return true, then this isAwesome class will be attached. So let me save this. And now if I enter something here, nothing is changing. Why is that? Well, that is because it would be changing, but our UI isn't updated. Our UI only updates if certain events or if events are happening. So I will add an event to my input element here. We will come to events and data binding in general in a separate section, in the next section. So I'm not going to go into detail, but in general, an event is added by using parentheses, and between the parentheses, I add the name of the event. And there are a couple of built-in events, so all the default events, like key up. And then we have, again, equal sign and quotation marks, and then between the quotation marks, the code which will be executed when this event fires. Now we don't really want to execute anything, we just want to catch this event so that the UI updates. So I will just enter a 0 here so that nothing happens, but the UI will be updated. And if I now enter yes here, you see it got red and bold. And if I write anything else, well, nothing changes. So isn't that cool? That is how you can attach a class to your document through Angular 2, to a certain part of your document. That is how easy that is. Now in the next video, we'll have a look at additional ways of manipulating our HTML document, our DOM. See you there. Bye.